Perfect. Well, thank y'all so much for inviting me. Happy to come and spend some time with y'all just to share a little bit more about T3, the Tarrant to Through partnership. I apologize if my cat jumps in the screen here. But just really want to give y'all a little overview about kind of the organization, the work we do, and how that is going to hopefully impact you and how we get to work with you. I'm going to drop some contact information in the chat for y'all to have. I can reshare it later if you need. My name is Ariana Cervantes. I'm one of the senior managers for the post-secondary pathways team, which is a big mouthful for overseeing the high school component. Corey Caldwell is our manager that supports with TAPS directly. I'm filling in for him today, but I did share his information in the chat. All right. So the purpose around T3 and kind of why we were founded is about 65% of jobs in Tarrant County require some type of post-secondary credential beyond high school. So that's a certificate, an associate's degree, a college degree, anything like that. And we found that 35% of adults in Tarrant County actually have those credentials and are actually able to obtain those jobs. And so really what we did is think about what is the best way that we can ensure that most of our students in Tarrant County are obtaining these credentials and skills to have a living wage job and to be able to thrive in today's workforce. And so that's kind of the mission that we have here at T3 and how we kind of base our work and supports for you, our students. This is just a snapshot of the continuum that we have. As Asbury explained, that we have kind of grown a lot over the years. We were originally founded in the middle of the pandemic. And since then, we've added on additional support, such as our family engagement piece. We've got some workforce elements. But today, we're going to talk about the post-secondary pathways piece and our college success team. So basically, the to and through components of our work. So your journey as a high school student begins, with us once you take the pledge. Here at T3, we believe that there is a pathway for everyone. And so with that, we're partnered with schools that we'll show in a second to really make sure that you have been given all the information and opportunities to best serve you. And so if you are a senior, you most likely took our T3 pledge. What that really is just an opportunity to look forward to your future. You're pledging that you're graduating high school, you're going to complete your FAFSA or TASFA, you're going to be meeting the TSIA initiatives if you haven't already. And so really just you taking ownership of your journey and pledging to do these things that I'm sure all of y'all are already doing or in the process of accomplishing. And so during high school, the support is going to be with your counselor, with your various teachers and principals. And then we do have additional higher ed support, which we'll share a little bit more in a second, as well as our virtual support. So with our virtual support, once you take the pledge, you should have received a text message from us for our students and our families. We do send text message updates to you in regards to upcoming deadlines, scholarship information, just any type of college career, military planning information, as well as we do have a monthly newsletter. So in the chat, I did share a link and I'll share it later at the end of the presentation. But if you're not receiving if you're not receiving messages from us, any communication, text messages, newsletters, please fill out that form so we can get updated your contact information and we can make sure that we are getting to connect with you. So these are our 8 partner institutions. These are the schools that most of our students in Tarrant County graduate and attend. I'm sorry, did y'all have a question?
Yeah.
Perfect. So here are our partner institutions. What's available to you as a T3 scholar would be potential scholarship opportunities. So by taking the pledge, you become a T3 scholar. You could potentially receive scholarship opportunities. We also have a summer transition support we'll talk about a little bit in a minute, as well as transfer support. We know life has many twists and turns. We know that you might have an idea of where you're going and then situations change and things happen. So with T3, we really want to make sure that you are able to transfer in between our institutions if you need to, and really are choosing a path that is customized towards you and towards your success. Which leads me into persistence coaching. At those 8 institutions that I mentioned, we do have staff on campus that are there to provide resources, that are there to get you connected If you don't know where the tutoring office is, they can help you navigate that space. They can help you understand, how do we drop a class or what is financial aid components and all of those pieces that can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So really, we just want to make sure that you're not only get to a college, but are successful in graduating, completing that credential. Any questions so far? And so one of the questions we get asked the most about is scholarship funding. So at T3, we have two different types of scholarships. The first one we're going to chat through is the T3 Last Dollar Scholarship. And what this is it covers the gap in tuition or the cost of your classes after all federal, state, and institutional aid has been applied. So what this means is that if you are choosing to go to UTA, for example, you would apply to UTA by their deadline, submit your FAFSA or TASPA by the deadline, and if you were to meet this income criteria right here, your family makes 85,000 or under, then you essentially could be awarded that last dollar scholarship if there is a gap in your tuition. So with our last dollar scholarships, these are available at all of our partner institutions. So that similar process applies. You're going to make sure that you've applied to that institution by their listed deadline, as well as submitted your FAFSA or TASPA. We are nearing the beginning of March, which I know we have a number of institution deadlines coming up. I will drop those resources in the chat for you at the end of this presentation. That way you can have that list of deadlines and all of those pieces. One of the things with the last dollar that we get a lot of questions about, that last dollar scholarship is coming directly from those institutions. So these institutions have partnered with us because they believe in you as students coming from TABS, coming from Fort Worth ISD, that you're a good investment. And so with that, they are owning the last dollar scholarship. They're responsible for disbursement, which makes things a little bit confusing sometimes when it comes to what does that scholarship look like? How do I know if I've received it? So right here is a sample. This was based on our last year. So we're in the process of updating this and making sure that it is completely accurate. We will share that out with y'all via text messages and newsletters if we do get a updated version. But basically, the way that this works is once you do your financial aid, you do your FAFSA, when schools start awarding financial aid offer letters, that is going to be where you find out if you are eligible and if you received that last dollar scholarship. So you can see here, it's going to look a little different depending on the institution. At TCC, it will say on the offer letter, T3 scholarship. Somewhere like UTA or UNT, for example, UTA, for example, what they do when they go and offer, when they build that scholarship, when they build that financial aid offer letter, they are making sure that they're putting all that funding in there to cover your tuition. And so you won't see it on a offer letter, but you will see a email or a letter from them saying, hey, you were eligible. We went ahead and covered your tuition. You got the last dollar. I know it all sounds like a lot right now. Again, I'll share this out with you, and then I'll make sure that y'all are just staying in contact with us. If y'all have any questions, happy to respond to emails, text messages. I know Ms. Asbury, if she has any questions or receives questions from y'all, we'll be able to help kind of explain and navigate this process. But just kind of wanted to let y'all know that's kind of how Lost Dollar looks, and it will vary from institution to institution. All right. The other scholarship that we offer is a first dollar scholarship. This one is available at all of our 4-year partners. So the schools listed here, basically the first dollar scholarship is $250 a semester to go into your bank account, your student's pocket, to be used for books, gas, shampoo, whatever expenses, whatever things they need while they're at school. With first dollar, T3 controls that directly. And so if you meet the income requirements here. So for a student completing FAFSA, you must be Pell eligible. Then you would be eligible for first dollar. If you are a TASFA student, then we would use this chart over here based on the number of people in your household and your household income. If you fall into that criteria, then you would receive first dollar. With first dollar, because T3 is awarding it and we don't get to see your FAFSA or TASFA, there is a form that we will be sending out to you. It's called the T3 Financial Form. I know it's a lot of information. I've got a graphic to share with you, as well as we'll make sure that you receive plenty of text messages and emails from us about it. That will come out in April. The goal is for those forms to go out in April. Once you fill it out, then we'll be able to get in touch with you and let you know, hey, you've been determined to be eligible for first dollar. Here are your next steps. All right. So just a recap of benefits that are available to you should you choose to continue your journey with us and attend one of our partner institutions. We've got the scholarships, last dollar covering tuition, any gaps in tuition, and that's available at all of our partner institutions. First dollar being available at our four-year institutions. And then that enrollment support is going to be the T3 summer launch piece, and then as well as having those additional supports once you are at a partner institution to help you persist, to help you navigate, to help you thrive, and to help you should you want to transfer between institutions. Here is our partner support emails. Because we are partnered with each of these institutions, they have dedicated staff to supporting T3 scholars who are attending their institution. This we can share out again. This will be shared out in newsletters as well. But for example, maybe you've done your financial aid at TCU and you had a question about TCU last dollar. This would be the email to contact because they'd be able to support you directly as an incoming T3 scholar student. The support email down here goes directly to T3 staff. And so if you have any questions for me or my team, you're able to email the support email as well. All right. So this here is a layout of the next steps for you if you are a senior. Once I conclude this slide, I'll drop it in the chat so y'all can download the image as well. We are in the January-March range. And so if you haven't already, make sure you're applying to one of our partner institutions. Also in this timeline, please be sure to be completing that financial aid, your FAFSA, your TASFA. I know that y'all have been having a number of financial aid nights. Make sure you attend those or you ask for support if you're getting stuck on those pieces. In regards to the spring, around March is when financial aid offer letters will start going out. So that's when the institutions will start letting you know, okay, you did your FAFSA, and based on everything we saw, this is the amount of money that we can award you. I say March, given the FAFSA delay, we might be looking more April, May, but around that timeline is when you should start hearing back from the schools that you've applied. In April, that is going to be when we, T3, release that financial form. If you can complete that, that will help you in the first dollar process. And then around May through August, we will be running that summer launch, that enrollment support program. And so with that, that's just a really individualized, intensive enrollment support. Think of it as a concierge at a hotel. You, a student, will be connected directly with a navigator and will be supporting you with every piece. If there's something you need to turn in at the financial aid office at UTA, the navigator can meet you there and have that conversation with the financial aid officer. If you need just a quick chat of, hey, is this the right button that I click? The navigator will be there to support you with that as well. We really want to make sure that your transition is smooth from high school to college. I know it's new territory to navigate and there's a lot of different things that come up. And so really just wanting to make sure that you're successful. You've already been accepted. You've already determined you're going to college, and now we can help you through that piece. So you'll hear more about that in May, but just be out on the lookout for that. And that is basically all I have for y'all. I know that was really quick. I know that was a lot of information. If you're a junior on this call, you have until May 1st to take the T3 pledge. If you are a senior, the deadline to pledge, I believe y'all already all pledged, was December, so y'all are good there. If you're a senior, make sure you're applying to a partner institution, submitting your FAFSA, and just engaging with us. We like to send out just little messages, checking in with you, making sure that you are getting the support you need, whether around, financial aid, applications, any of those pieces. And then follow us on Instagram. Shameless plug, we like to do giveaways, and we want to make sure that you are in the loop of everything on that Instagram page. We do have our T3 scholars, so our students that are currently in university. They're doing takeovers. They're walking you through a day in a life. They're explaining, what is it like to be a student at TCU, at Tarleton, at Texas Wesleyan. So just a good place to check out some information if you're trying to decide what it's going to be like for when you are a college student there.